Yo, what's up guys, Shujinkydink here and welcome to a video all about your comments. I try to do these every month, but I did miss last month, so I apologize for that. But I did go back to my previous one, because as you guys know, I usually pick the comments, most of the comments from the previous month's reading your comments, and for the next month. So if you have a question you would like to ask, feel free to leave it in this video, and I'll see if I can answer it next month. But let's get into it. So this one comes from JPZ, and it's a bit of a long one, so I'll let you pause it here if you want to read it. But to summarize it, he basically doesn't have the best internet. He's getting kind of frustrated with losing and whatnot. He is kind of, catching on to, why he's losing and stuff like that. But he's just frustrated and not sure what to do or if he should quit playing games. And I would say what I would urge you to do is find like a community or a group of people that you can play with that can help you get better, where everyone's just kind of trying to play, for the same reason, to get better. Playing online and ranked matches and stuff like that isn't always the best to get better because they don't give you the proper feedback that you need. Having a support system and people that really care about you getting better as well is an important step to do so. So finding a group of friends, or if you're not familiar, maybe going to an online forum or something like that, testyourmight.com for example, finding some groups on Discord. You could join the Patreon for $1 and join the Bonehawk Brotherhood. We're awesome there. So just finding a good group of people, because yeah, sometimes you just can't see what you need to improve on, or you do but you don't know how. So having the input from somebody else to really further you a little bit more can be definitely beneficial. Isaiah Shaw says, what has been your favorite character to play as in all NRS games? Hands down, no contest, Mortal Kombat 9 Quan Chi. The way the character was laid out, like his strategy, like how he built meter, these little, you do this certain special move because it builds just a little bit more meter. Do the 2 runes here and 2 trances here so that you build max amount of meter with so many frames. It was just such a calculated way to play, and it was so much fun. I really miss that character a lot, and I've been looking for a character kind of similar to him, just like same kind of idea, but nothing has really clicked with me. There's a few characters that play kind of like that, but for some reason, you just can't, no one forgets the first, right? So yeah, definitely MK9 Quan for me. Who do you consider a role model in your life? Also, everything in this universe is either a potato or not a potato. Do what you will with this useless information. I've heard the potato thing before, and it's funny because it's true. As far as a role model, I don't really know who I would look up to as a role model, because I have a few of them, but I wouldn't call all of them role models, wouldn't like a role model, because a lot of people that I appreciate certain aspects and things about them, and I think that's important as humans to, not just glorify one person for, being the way they are, glorify, just understand, appreciate certain aspects of somebody. For example, I look up to PewDiePie, what he's done with YouTube. I like his content, I like his humor. I don't agree with some of the edgy stuff he's done. He's gotten in trouble. He's obviously said some pretty bad words. So in that aspect, I don't want to say like he's my #1 role model, but there are things about him that I appreciate. Another one would be Elon Musk, for example. The more that I read up on him, the more that I kind of appreciate, some of the things that he's doing and the way he's furthering humanity. But then of course there are other things like how he treats his workers, stuff like that I've heard. I have to look into that a little bit more, but it's just, I can appreciate aspects of a person without like a totally just accepting everything about that person. Jordan Peterson's another one. I think he has some great points and great views on things. It's probably about 50-50 of what I agree with him with and what I don't. Because yeah, he has some really outlandish stuff, and some of the stuff he says is quite inconsistent, but he has a few good points here and there. So that's just an idea of some people that I kind of like look to for some information, or if there's something that comes up, that's just kind of who I go to. So I wouldn't really say I have like one role model in particular, but if you guys would like to share it, I want to hear who you guys' role models are. Who do you get inspiration from? Who do you get appreciation from? Post in the comments, because I'm actually kind of curious. So this is funny. So we have like it's Sarah 15, and then like two comments down we have it's fucking Sarah. So, and this guy's he's kind of just stuck in between this little Sarah sandwich here, lucky guy. So I'm gonna comment on all of these. So is there any tournament in Iraq for Injustice 2 or MKX? Not that I'm aware of. I'm trying to stay on camera. Not that I'm aware of, but I would maybe hit up I don't know, somebody. I don't even know who you would hit up. I don't know anybody in that scene, I don't think. I haven't seen anything. I know that a lot of the guys in the Middle East, they kind of you know, they'll move out to a little bit to some of the Europe ones. I know they have, like, they just had the Viennale or whatever, so might be able to look into if you're able to travel a little bit. Second question is, my question is, do you think that the MK 3D era deserves the hate it gets? I'm gonna just remove this in between so I'm not stuck, but yes and no. I mean, the game competitively was pretty bad. Like, they obviously didn't really know what frame data was, or weren't very good at using it, had very minimal understanding competitive-wise. A lot of the characters were pretty garbage, some were pretty OP, like that Dairu fellow, fuck him. But as a game though, like Deception, oh, that was awesome. Deception was still one of my favorite games. It had like the story mode, the conquest mode was awesome. I really hope they bring something like that back soon. I really enjoyed searching in the open world concept. That was really fun. And you know, they had the crypt and stuff, so I mean, in some ways it was really good. Like, as a Mortal Kombat fan, it was really good, but like looking back on it competitively, yeah, it definitely deserves some hate in that aspect. And then Shujinkydink, what is your honest opinion of Mix-Up's 50-50 set play, all that? It seems a lot of people in the NRS team view it as a lesser form of play than, say, a neutral game. Thanks again. That is probably my opinion on it as well, actually. Like, I don't really... I mean, that was my issue with MKX, is it was, like, way too 50-50 oriented. Like, you know, like, and I main Quan Chi, so I mean, I'm not complaining about it, it's just the way the game was. So, but everyone kind of had it, so it was like, yeah, guess right or wrong, 50-50 into reset, into, you know, knock you down, guess again. And then they took away some of the armor options, and then that kind of made it even worse. Like, the last patch of the game left it in a pretty bad state, in my opinion, when they wanted to get rid of the armored launchers and stuff. Because that did make you kind of think twice about, like, attacking somebody on knockdown. Because, like, say you knock somebody down and you go to attack them. Well, I mean, worst case scenario, they have to use 2 bars to launch you, or they use 1 bar armor to wake up and just kind of push you away or whatever, you know, there's no real risk there, you know, a little bit depending on where you're at in the game, but that's why I thought Injustice 2 was like a lot more of a competitive, you know, fighting game. It had that neutral game that you really had to, like, close the distance on your opponents. You had to use your moves strategically to open them up. A lot of plus frames, a lot of, you know, like, you know, dealing with pressure and zoning, and like really just overall just good competitive gameplay, I think. And you know, MKX didn't have that. There was no neutral. There was a run button, so you could just run in. There was no zoning, you know. I think Summoner Quan Chi was maybe not even full out Jackie was even that great at zoning. So it was, I don't know. My opinion, I guess. Like it or hate it. And I know I get lots of hate too because I'm a Firestorm main, and you know, he is 50-50s mostly when he has his trade in. Actually, completely when he has his trade on, but it's like a 25-25-25. But I don't know, it's just what I chose to play. So, what's your favorite type of music, Dink? Well, anyone who's tuned into my streams know that I'm a fan of pop music. I like the Ariana Grandes, I like the Taylor Swifts, I like all that kind of stuff, but I also do like what's the term I'm looking for? Like electronica, but like kind of chill, you know? Like chill stuff, melodic stuff, you know, songs with lyrics, kind of, you know, stuff like that. But I do listen to a little bit of everything. I have like a little bit of like old school rock in my playlists. I have some System of a Down that I listen to. Cunning Linguists, one of my favorite hip hop bands. I listen to them a lot. So it's kind of all over the place, but I'd have to say mostly pop. Dink, longtime subscriber on Xbox. I've watched endless amounts of your videos in comparison to other YouTubers. In your opinion, what is the main difference that prevents you from competing with the pros? Not 100% sure what you mean by like stopping me from competing with the pros, because I mean I do go to majors, a couple majors a year I try to, but I mean like stopping me being on the same level as them. I think if that's what you're asking, it's mostly time for me. I do work a 9-to-5 job, as a lot of you know, and then I have my 8-year-old, and then making videos every day, and then lessons on top of that. So finding time to really sit down and grind and be the best that I can be is really hard. Usually I get, like, if I'm lucky, an hour or two a day where I can actually sit down and help myself get better. And you know, usually by that time I'm done with fighting games, I've made my video, maybe done a lesson or two, I just want to relax and play something else. So I'd say that's probably the biggest thing that keeps me back, but I think I do pretty well for myself for a guy that's been in the scene for a long time. I've competed for a long time, and I have some solid fundamentals built up. So like I just beat Gert last week, he's like a top level guy right now, so it just kind of goes to show me that, you know, I have the abilities there. I just you know, some days they're there more than others, I suppose. So if I had more time, sure, maybe one day I'll be able to quit my 9 to 5 and I'll be as good as these young kids, but for right now I just don't have the time to be there, and I'm okay with it. I enjoy my life and what I'm doing right now. So I love you, Dink, but I never comment on your videos. Maybe I should comment on this one and hopefully get in on one of your videos next month. Hashtag Sazige. I'll probably just butcher that, I'm sorry. But yeah, you did, man. I see you. What's your skill level now? Assuming you're answering this in the next video. Have you gotten better at competitive this month? I think I have. I think I've done, you know, I've been doing a little bit better in War of the Gods than before, so I haven't really been playing competitively outside of that, so didn't do as well as I wanted to do at Combo Breaker, which sucks. It was like the first time I didn't make it out of a pool in a long time, but yeah, other than that, just kind of what I was saying before. Nose to the grindstone, get better. Why do you play on Fight Stick for Injustice 2 and a controller for MK? Why not vice versa or just one? Also, love your videos. A shame you're on the PS4 for the most part and I'm on Xbox. One of these days I'll get a PS and hopefully I'll run into you unranked. Yeah, great question. I get this a lot, actually. I use the stick for Injustice 2 because I really like the back to block with the stick a little bit better. It just feels easier for me personally. A lot of people think differently or think the other way or are fine with pad. That's just my personal preference. I like playing on the stick too. It just feels cool. That old arcade kind of feel. And also, I chose it because if I'm going to be playing Mortal Kombat and Injustice side by side, I want to make sure that the muscle memory is different, because I don't want to be playing MK and then all of a sudden try to press back to block and then get blown up. I like the trigger for block. It feels good on an MK game. If there's a block button, use the trigger. If it's back to block, use the stick. And then yeah, I can transition pretty seamlessly back and forth between the two games. I don't have to worry about my hands being confused. So great question though, I appreciate it. And that's it for this episode, guys. Yeah, leave a comment in the comment section below for next month and I will try and get to it. In the meantime, if you enjoyed it, please leave a like because it really helps me out, and subscribe because we make new videos every single day. Hashtag bonehawks, all that stuff, and we'll see all you guys in the next video.